Beautiful soul family, thank you for being part of this channel. If you would like deeper support for your spiritual journey, I invite you to check out our retreats and the Creation Temple. You can join as a Master Creator, Royal Creator, Divine Creator, or a free member. We would also appreciate your sponsorships and any donations you would like to send our way to keep these videos coming to you. Much love. Hello and welcome to episode 67. A few of you have requested that the transcriptions for the videos come back. I think we left off at episode 57 or 47. So if anyone who is listening to these channeled messages would like to offer their time and energy to transcribe the videos, we have a simple way that we can help you to do that. Contact me at creationtemple.com/contact. And we'll share a process with you to make it, easier and faster for you to transcribe for us. So if you're willing to volunteer, let us know. And I know that our community here would be really appreciative of that. Thank you so much.
During death, when releasing the physical body, what else is released besides gravity and the ego mind?
First, an understanding of what happens after physical death when the soul is released from the body, meaning the soul is no longer attached to the human form. The being is still in form, what you might call etheric form, and the soul is still with this etheric form. And depending upon the soul's journey at this point, especially now with where many souls are in their journey, the soul will move into light form and then into no form to return to source. Some souls will take other forms, whether etheric form, spirit form, light form, depending upon their journey. So what is released from the physical body after death, to some extent depends upon the soul journey. For those souls returning to source, all is eventually released. For the souls taking other forms, there may be a cellular matrix imprint, so to speak, that will be reestablished with the new body, whether human body or other species.
So what about if someone experiences an etheric form of a deceased individual, such as the experience of ghosts, where it appears that the individual retains their ego, their personality, and still interacts with the local environment?
Yes, in this case, much is retained within etheric form. Many cellular memories, aspects of the mind, aspects of personality. Again, depending upon where this soul is in the journey, as some of these beings are not free in that realm, and so they retain more density, therefore more ego mind, more personality. And some of these beings are what you may interpret as angelic, and would retain less personality, less cellular memory.
Are there also energy matrices that are released, such as chakras specific to the human form?
Again, depending upon where the soul is in the journey. and what form the soul chooses to take after leaving human form. For there are other races, your star brothers and sisters, as you might say, that work with chakra systems. Now these chakra systems may morph to some degree to adapt to their bodies and environments. And these energetic matrices also adapt to their environments, and yet there is a correlation, there are similarities. For example, this is how Arcturian healers know how to work with human bodies, as there are similarities in form as well as in energetic matrices, such as chakra systems, such as meridians. For not only have they studied humans, but they also work with these systems in their own bodies.
With the symbology of the human body being the universe, what is Father Cosmos as the universe teaching us through our human form?
He is teaching you the power of physicality, the power of being in densities and dimensions that are of slower vibration. Just to note, dear ones, many of you have interpreted slower vibration to mean lesser than or not as spiritual, judging it as bad or wrong. And this is not the case, for in slower vibrating realities, there is much power to create with form. It is one thing to manifest in etheric form. It is quite another to manifest in physical form. Because Father Cosmos is physicality in terms of the universal structure of what he has created, in terms of the form he has created, he works with and through human bodies to create more form, such as with your offspring, and with what you create in your structures, houses, for example, as again, physical form is quite different than etheric form.
What is Father Cosmos teaching us in the human body through experiencing pain or pleasure? How is this related?
These are guideposts to assist you in knowing what you want and what you do not want, knowing what brings you joy and knowing what you do not like. For if everything was neutral, how would you know in which direction you would wish to move? He is also teaching and assisting you to learn and to master polarity. For as you have experienced, pain and pleasure can be on the opposite side of the spectrum, and at times they are very similar, almost indistinguishable. This has much to do with the patterning in your brain and nervous system. As one moment something can feel painful and another it can feel pleasurable. And even painful experiences can feel pleasurable in a way when you develop patterns of comfort around this. If you are used to constant pain, there is a comfort because it is what you are used to. And the human proclivity is to come into homeostasis. At least this was largely part of the old patterning. Many are moving quite beyond this and now are more interested in ascension, evolution, growth, expansion, etc.
Where in the human body does this polarity of pain and pleasure meet in balance, and how can we transcend this polarity?
It meets in balance within your nervous system and brain. To transcend the polarity, you must release the patterns that you have allowed and established within your brains, and the energies within your nervous system that have allowed and established the patterns. To come into a place of acceptance that this is what your human experience has been to this point, and to understand that you have capabilities beyond this, to accept all degree of pain, to accept all degree of pleasure, to allow them to dance, so to speak. For where there is acceptance, there is no need to change. There is no resistance. There is no need to get out of it, so to speak. So, for example, if you are in pain, rather than trying to avoid the pain, allow yourself to feel. Ask it what message it has for you. Get to the root issue. Get to the core of the pain so that you can understand why it is with you. And then you can accept, and then it can dissolve as you transcend. With regards to pleasure, to allow yourself to feel deep pleasures. When I speak of pleasure, I am referring to those pleasures that are inherent to being human, not bringing in external stimuli or substances, but to feel the pleasure of being human. Many of you are not as well versed with this aspect as you are with pain. And so in order to transcend the polarity of pleasure and pain, you must come into understanding, knowing, and feeling what it is to be in pleasure as a human being. Again, not using external stimuli such as substances or food, etc., but being with your body, your energy, your spirit, your soul while in human form. Feeling the depth of who you are, knowing your value and worth. This kind of pleasure will assist in balancing the polarity.
What mechanism causes us to consciously forget our past lives, spiritual nature, spiritual aspects, soul path, etc., when entering a human life here on Gaia?
Remembering that you have cellular memory, but you do not carry the same mind from one body to the next. You take a new mind when entering a new human body. And so the cellular memory is there to assist the remembering of who you are, or any traumas and pains that still need healing. It is the taking of human form itself where these sorts of memories are erased. Of course, they are not truly erased, for they are accessible through your cellular memory, through Akashic records, etc. And on rare occasion, there are beings who do not go through this forgetting process. It is not a mechanism, so to speak. It is like going through a gateway from whatever form you were in to taking human form. And as you go through the gateway to take human form, you do not bring your previous mind from any previous incarnation or any of these memories with you. Again, all of these memories and previous minds exist, and they are accessible through cellular memory, past life regression, Akashic record readings, etc.
Is this a common experience with most beings, or is this specific to this planet?
It depends upon what dimensional space the being is entering. For example, those entering dimensions with slower vibrations and more density have this experience more than beings who are entering higher dimensional realities that are vibrating faster. For in most cases, a being enters the lower vibrational realities to practice their mastery, to achieve soul growth. I explain this in your understanding of linearity, dear ones. And so those beings coming to planet Earth and denser realities go through this forgetting so that they can exercise their mastery in working with lower densities. For many of the beings that come to your planet Earth are well versed in navigating realms of higher vibration and now put into practice their mastery of working with lower density realities or realities of greater density.
With the symbology of the human being being the universe, is there a star for each cell in the human body?
There is not a star for each cell of the human body. However, there is a correlation of how the cells work within the human form to the star systems in your universe. Now you experience time as a human being, and in this experience of time, cells are constantly dying, new cells are constantly being formed. Your perception of this happening in your universe in terms of stars dying and new stars being birthed is very different. And yet it is all happening simultaneously in the same time. It is simply your perception that makes it seem like what is happening in your body happens much faster than how stars are being birthed and die within your universe. There are groupings of cells that correlate to different star systems, such as your Milky Way galaxy corresponding to your heart cells. This is a very deep subject and would take much time for this channel to decipher, so we will stop with this at this time.
When just one human heals the cells of their body from trauma, or they integrate their spiritual gifts into their cells, how does this affect the universe?
Codes are exchanged. Let us bring the example again of the heart. When a human being heals their heart, emotionally, physically, spiritually, however it is for them, the star systems within your galaxy receive a pulse, a code, receive information from that human. This information, these codes, serve to allow the star systems to make adjustments for their own healing, their own evolution. It is not quite like this, dear ones, and yet we are running into the limitation of the English language in describing this. So it is not always that the star systems need to be healed, but it gives them information for advancement, for evolution.
How is past life trauma stored in the cells of the physical body, even though the past life might have not even occurred in the same universe?
J1, it does not matter where the energy was located, where the energy occurred. Energy is energy. It is accessible no matter location.
How is karma stored in the physical body?
Karma is information that comes from the soul. And as the soul is connected to whatever form it takes, human or not, that information is relayed from the soul to the human. As the soul can transfer codes, memories, information to physicality of whatever form it is connected to.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share with those watching this video at this time?
We have conversed before about feeling your emotions, allowing yourself to feel. In your year of 2018, this will continue to be very relevant, as you will see many changes upon your planet, as more chaos will unfold, and on the flip side, more transcending of that chaos, more love, more connection, more light, more heaven on earth energies. If you wish to be one who transcends the chaos, it is important for you to find your internal balance. And if you have suppressed emotion, suppressed feeling, that will constantly pull on your energy, causing you to be off-center, to pull you out of balance. I am not talking about wallowing in sorrow, grief, anger, etc. I am speaking of feeling what you feel, allowing it to flow through you, and coming back into center within your hearts. For if you like to be in an emotional charge, you cannot truly transcend the chaos. For again, that charge will tug you out of center. Many of you are addicted to being charged, to being triggered. And many of you are also advanced enough to be able to exercise your mastery in this regard, to quickly address any triggers or emotional charges and move on. I thank you, dear ones, for doing your inner work, for refining your skills, for purifying your beings. You are making a tremendous difference. Please do not doubt this, dear ones. Each small victory, each small success, each achievement that you have within your own being is affecting the whole. It is affecting the collective in beautiful and uplifting ways. And I thank you, dear ones. Thank you, Prime Creator. Wow, it's nice to be seen. I don't know if you guys feel that way when you watch these videos or listen to the messages, but when Prime Creator shares how what we're doing, the inner work that we do for ourselves, is making a difference for the collective, I feel really seen, and that's nice. So I thank you guys for doing your inner work and for affecting the collective positively with your inner changes and all of that. And again, if you need support with that, we're here in the Creation Temple the Master Creators and I meet every week, and we're transforming ourselves, and it's just incredible to be able to meet with Soul Family every week. So if that's something that calls to you, come check it out, creationtemple.com. Much love, you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.